Hey Sagittarius, this is TC, your guiding chariot. Shout out to my ride or dies. How are you doing? Let's get into your reading. This is going to be a general reading for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. It is timeless, so just because I'm posting this in July, if you come across it in August, doesn't mean it's any less relevant. When you've come across this message, it will apply. My only ask of you is that you do not force this message. It is general, so parts may apply to you, parts may not. What doesn't, leave behind, and only take what resonates with you, all right? I'm doing these super general, so this could be romance, this could be work, this could be almost anything. So far the videos I've already done, it has been a mix, so I just want to make sure whatever the highest, most important message for you to receive is what comes through. So we shall see. But again, it is general, so apply it where it makes sense for your situation. Okay, Sagittarius. What message do we have for our Sages out there? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Apparently a lot. Ooh, Sages. What are we dealing with, Sag? Out of all the cards that flew out, even the ones on the floor, the one that's face up, we got the Devil. Ooh, okay. We're going to flip those over after. We'll get to them, don't worry. Okay. What is going on here? So, talked about it already. So here we are with this Devil card. So, up against... I would almost say it almost feels like you're kind of up against or dealing with something that just seems too big. Seems way more powerful than you are. Like you are a small little ant compared to this big old elephant. Is kind of what I feel like with the Devil card, because it doesn't feel... Because normally the Devil card speaks to, like they talk about it in like addictions and behaviors where, you know, something else is controlling you, right? Like where the devil is controlling the two people. They're chained down and, you know, have to follow his orders. That's not what it feels like. I mean, in a way, I guess that's what's happening. So like say this was work, right? You're trying to shift, you know, not that you're trying to change the company, but your morals, your ethics, your beliefs, or your even, not even that, it could even just be the view for your life has nothing to do with the company you work for, right? Doesn't mean that they're shady, but it's just not in alignment. But it feels like there's like, what do I do about that? What do I do about, like, how can I change that? How can I find a new job right now? You know, like, and that's just one example. This could be anything. You could apply this to even dating and be like, oh my God, how am I going to find someone during quarantine, during this whole outbreak? Like, I don't want to meet anyone new that I don't know and I don't trust, you know? Or, you know, where are we going to go? I can't go to a bar. I can't, you know. Fill in the blanks. So again, apply it to where this makes sense. But it feels like it's like you feel like you're in competition with something that is just way bigger and way more powerful than you. Now, the other two cards have popped face up as I throw it down to the floor again. Oh my God, what did I do with it? Where'd it go? Literally, where did it go? It like vanished. There you are. Now you're underneath me. Oh, sorry about that. I am all over the place right now. Let's blame Mercury retrograde. It's not, but I'm just going to blame it anyway. Your next two cards out, you have the Ace of Wands, so natural, wonderful fire energy for you, Sag, as well as the Queen of Pentacles, so abundance, strength, right? Because power, she's still a queen. Stability, grounded, stable. So these, to me, this is what I was trying to get at, where you're up against this bigger thing that seems, you know, just indomitable. Like, how can I do anything with this? But here you are, a powerful queen that is grounded and stable, knows her value, knows her worth, is very capable, with her magic wand ready to go. There's nothing stopping you from zapping this punk in the wings and be like, you're grounded, bitch. Like, Excuse my French. But like this is what's going on. Like you have the power and the ability to, you know, conquer whatever this challenge is. But the perception you have right now, that we're definitely blaming Mercury, makes this seem so much bigger than it really is. Like this is not as big of a threat as, you know, we're kind of making it out to be right now. Oh, look at, oh, you're gonna love these, I'm gonna tell you that. And my Sag friend, you know who you are, and I know you're watching. You're gonna get excited by this too, because we were talking about this. Anyway, then we've got the moon here. So, interesting for two things. First of all, we do have a lunar eclipse. We are in eclipse season, right? We've had a lunar eclipse. We just are coming through a solar eclipse. We have another lunar eclipse this weekend on the 5th in Capricorn, so the sign literally right behind yours. If you have your natal chart done and you know your signs, if you have any major planets in Capricorn, I was going to say Sagittarius, in Capricorn, definitely see, like, check what I would say for you guys, especially with the moon popping up, if you can figure out, or if you know and you want to look it up, what house Capricorn is in, as well as if you have any planets in there, because they're definitely going to be aspected in some fashion, right? And then you can look a little further and check the degree. I'm not sure what degree of Capricorn everything's happening in, so that you definitely want to look up, and then you can check. If it's like within 3 degrees, even more so. You know, so if this is, like say the eclipse is happening at 17 degrees in Capricorn, and you have a planet at like 17, 18, 19, or 20, you're going to feel this. Like, it's going to be a significant reset for you. So, moon placements, definitely very important. What's also happening here with the moon, there are secrets, right? Because the moon is shadowy. And you think of the moon, it's you know, the moon doesn't glow, right? The moon doesn't make its own light. It's reflected sunlight. So there's kind of this like half truth, half enlightenment that kind of comes through. And with this light, we can see things differently than really what they are. This deck actually illustrates that beautifully, because here we have, you know, our lovely moon up there. And then there's this giant freaking lobster. It's huge. Like, look at the dogs in there compared to this giant freaking lobster, right? So the lobster in this card has so many symbols, and there's so many reasons why it's there. But like literally just the symbolism of having this monster lobster, again, something that shouldn't be that big of a problem, but right now seems like an overwhelming thing, right? Something right now with the current understanding seems to be bigger, or looks bigger and more threatening than it ultimately really is, or ultimately will be. We also have the 8 of Swords coming up after that. So again, this idea that I'm trapped, that there's nothing I can do, I'm not powerful enough, I don't have the capabilities to do what I need to do, because here we are, we're bound. But even in this card, you can see she's holding one end of the rope in her hand. You let that go, you're out. You also have all 8 blades literally right around you. You could easily just rub up, you know, the center of that rope and start slicing through it and get out. So you're not trapped. It's this perception that nothing can be done, or I don't know what to do next. There's no way out. There's no solution. That's not the case. That is not the case. I can tell you that right now. Last card. Look at that. 2 of Cups. Beautiful card. So, for Sages out there where this is talking about a relationship, so maybe you're with someone and you're like, I want it to work, we both want it to work, but it's not working. Or like, so much is going right, but so much is also going wrong. Like, I don't know how to resolve the issue. I don't know how to make it happen. Blah, 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 blah. If this is a relationship, take this 2 of Cups as confirmation. This isn't bad, right? It's not going to fail. Is there something that needs to be uncovered? Yes. There's probably, like looking at these 2 cards, there's probably something that one or both of you doesn't know about the other. There's a needed level of communication that needs to happen that isn't happening. And once that happens, once that illumination, you know, comes to the surface, whatever problems you're facing go away. Because remember, this whole reading really is about things that look big, but really aren't, right? They have way less significance than you're giving them credit for, right? You're being a little too generous by flattering whatever this situation is. So if this is about a relationship, that connection is genuine, right? There's just a little hurdle that we think we can't solve, but we can. It's going to take some communication, though, because there's some things that are unknown, like I said, to one or both of you. For my singles, if this was the challenge of finding someone, I wouldn't say this is like a sign that they're coming, tomorrow, like they're on their way. They're definitely out there, and you're capable of getting it. So, like, if you're doing the comparing game, which you shouldn't, right out the gate, you should not do that. Doesn't do you any favors. I'm telling you that right now, because that could be where where this headspace is coming from, and where you're kind of digging this ditch. Don't let yourself do that. It's not going to help you. Doesn't even mean anything. It just makes you feel meh, and there's no point to it. I wouldn't necessarily say there's this person on the way, but they're out there. It's not something that you are cut off from. It's not something you're restricted from. And then again, work things. This could even be, Two of Cups doesn't have to be romantic. It does speak to a soul connection, but this can be platonic. This could be a business partner. This could be a friend. This is the support for you. So if things start to get scary, if you're like, I really don't know how to do this, having the Two of Cups falling out underneath the Queen of Pentacles, this is the person who helps keep you grounded. This is the connection that keeps you stable and be like, you know what, let me remind you who you are. Let me remind you who you are. Because this is who you are, not this scared little woman over here bowing to the devil. Like, you're the Queen of Pentacles. There's no reason for you to be afraid right now. So cut that out. Let me remind you real quick. Having this clarify, this person may even be an earth sign and have a lot of earth placements. Or, when you think of them, you would use the same adjective. So someone stable, grounded, definitely a good manifester or well manifested, abundant, patient, as a queen, definitely, possesses some type of nurturing, abilities and energies where they, are very caring, right? I always kind of joke that the Queen of Pentacles is like the mom that's like, oh, are you hungry? Did you eat yet? Oh, okay. Are you feeling good? Do you need a nap? She's very concerned with your like physical well-being in a way that the other queens don't necessarily do. But yeah, whatever this hurdle is, whatever this perceived challenge is, it's really not as big as it feels. And I don't say that to like belittle it or make it be like, you're worrying about nothing. That's so simple. Like, that's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is that as big as you think it to be, it's really not that, obstructive. It doesn't have as much power as you're giving it credit for. And even look at the bottom of the deck is the Strength card. So again, you have the strength and ability to plow right over it. Love. Love, 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 love. Okay, we're going to pull you some animal medicine. Ooh, as I almost fling these cards onto the floor again. I don't know if this is just because it's late, or I'm just wonky. No, that's not it. There it is. I was like, Ooh. Very interesting. This is not what I was going to expect. So you guys got the Mountain Gorilla. Look, she's looking at you. You guys, Mountain Gorilla. So prompt I can't read it off the screen, sorry. Reverence, contemplation, community, inner calm. I think that community is going to be a big thing, Sag. Like a big, big thing. We already talked about this one relationship you can lean on, whether it's romantic or platonic. But that sense of community, that connectedness, is what's going to restore the inner calm. So again, if this starts looking scary, this starts, looking bigger than you can handle, return to this safe space, right? Come back to this again, but you can return here to recharge, right? Because even in there's reverence and contemplation. So for some of you, and I feel like we talked about this in the last video. I feel like we did. I don't know. One of these days I'll go back and watch the old ones before I start filming the new one. But I feel like we talked about like meditation and a possible spiritual practice. With the contemplation, I think that's a much needed sense of reflection to where you can really bring awareness to this issue. Why is this so scary? What really can this situation do to me? Like, how can this obstacle really prevent me from, manifesting or reaching my desires? And I think once you bring your awareness to that and are willing to like stare the demon right in his face, it's like making me think of the movie The Labyrinth, the Jim Henson movie. When at the end she's like, and you have no power over me, right? But you have to face the demon, and then you realize, oh my God, you don't have any power over me. You haven't made me make a single decision. I could have said no. I don't have to do what you say. I'm not listening to you anymore. Okay, I'm gonna pull some magic guidance. Let's do 3. Look at that. First one, perseverance. Hope it'll focus on it. The motivation to keep going despite all odds. What did I just say? Beautiful. Keep going. Air. Work with the element of air to cut through to the core of the situation and see the truth. Oh my God, again. So to see through the scary, bigger illusion. Moon itself also about illusions, right? We talked about that giant lobster, right? Just an illusion. I was thinking with the sense of air, you could be doing, if you're into praying, or even when you meditate, if you're into meditation, maybe lighting some incense, invoking things through that element of air and through the smoke, saging, smudging, if you burn Palo Santo, setting some type of intention as you work with that smoke helps to trigger this element of air. Because again, what suit in tarot is governed by the element of air? Swords. Ace of Swords is all about truth and clarity. And again, it is a sword. It will cut through and dispel the illusion. Truth always breaks the illusion. So again, this is about finding the truth, fully understanding what it is you're dealing with when you're looking at this devil. Because again, the big scary devil you're looking at is the illusion. Ooh, Sag. Oh my God. Oh my God. What movie was I just talking about? Cracking me up. So, Labyrinth. Transition to a higher level of being. Yep. Raising your energetic vibration, enlightenment. Yep. Like I said, you are stronger than this thing. Whatever this perceived obstacle is, whatever this challenge is, you are stronger. Don't let it beat you. Keep pushing. If it's a job, either keep doing what you think is pono, keep doing what you think is right, and you will be the catalyst that changes things. If it's about finding a new job, put it out there. Apply. Look for it. If there's steps that need to be taken, go ahead and just do them. Grin and bear it, even if it's something you're like, oh, I can't believe I have to do this. It's going to get you there. Again, if this is romance, hey, maybe you can go on a virtual date, or you can chat until, things open up and you're like, oh, now we can finally meet, or now I feel comfortable going outside, whatever the situation is. Just try it. Do something different. Find a solution. You can beat this. Oh man. Even with Labyrinth and Air coming out, and then, who are we talking about? I know it's here. Actually, no, maybe it was the Monte Gorilla I'm thinking of. This sense, community. Yeah. These really give me a strong sense, again, of communication, right? Because you think air, talking, speech. So to me, there's this big need to communicate, to connect, possibly more authentically, but just to connect. Share your thoughts, hear others' thoughts, mix them together, change your perspective, shift your energies, create more opportunities. It's through this sharing of ideas that this comes about. So I definitely would say be very, very open, especially with the people who this applies to, those, your inner circle, your best Judies that you can trust, and they give you guidance and advice, and you trust it, and it's something that you see value in. Those are the people you want to be sharing and talking to. Could even be possible that they went through similar journeys, right? They've gone through things like that in their own personal life, in their own career. Talk about it with the people who you feel comfortable with. I'm not saying just blab it to any stranger. But again, be open with it. And I will also say be willing to try new things. Because to me, this perseverance card coming up is about the pushing. It's about continuing to resist in a way, right? If I'm just using the imagery of like you versus this big old devil, like, okay, so this one didn't work, fine, try another wand. Okay, maybe we're going to sound about the wands. Maybe I'm going to wicked witch of the west you and throw water on you. Just keep trying. Just keep going. Keep going. And again, if you start feeling tired, you start feeling weak, return to your community. Return to that safe space to recharge, refill, and then go at it again, right? Oh, this reading like gave me like jujus. Like I just go like, oh, Sag, so excited. I do feel like there's going to be some big shifts and some big changes and big growth for you coming up with this reading. Oh, we looked at the bottom of the deck, strength card. I was like, I couldn't remember it, but again, empowerment. I think one of the cards talked about enlightenment. Yeah, the labyrinth. All about that growth, baby. All about that growth. All right. Okay, Sag, I'm going to wrap your reading up here. As always, sending you love and sending you my best. Thank you as always for all the likes, the comments, the subscriptions. I know this world is still full of a lot of uncertainty, and it's still crazy and wild. And that's not going away anytime soon. But again, we're going to push through. We're going to create... I don't even like talking about accepting the new normal. We're going to create the new normal, right? It's up to what we do and how we interact and how we engage. So again, you can lick this. Some of you, this might have just been dealing with quarantine and how we're going to survive and thrive during this weird kind of moment. We're going to make it through. All right, my lovelies. Wishing you the best. Take care. I love you guys. And I will see you in your next reading. Bye, Sag.